Chata, I believe that you have established the protocol, but allow me just a moment to welcome whom I consider the most important people in this space. And those are the journalists from the mainstream media, from community media, and especially those who have traveled from the regions, from all over the country, to participate in this training over the next 4 days. And also to thank you for your time, considering at this point in time that newsrooms are struggling, newsrooms are shrinking. So having you here means that there are fewer hands in the newsroom. Community media, especially, as facing excessive challenges to their sustainability. So thank you again for making the commitment to be here. We appreciate you and we appreciate your time. To put things into perspective, this training is a collaboration of the work of many partners, UN agencies, 2 specific UN agencies, UNESCO and UNDP, and NAMPA, the Namibia Media Trust, and DW Academy. But this is happening in a much wider context. I believe that you have been following the news and you've reported on the media content monitoring project that the Office of the Media Ombudsman is facilitating. So that is monitoring media content and assessing the quality of reporting of elections by Namibia's media as we lead up to the 2024 general elections. But we can't expect you to report professionally and ethically if we do not provide you with the tools to do so. And that is why this training session, I just want to highlight some of the sessions that we'll be dealing with. There would be sessions on voter-centered election reporting, dealing with topics like what are the topics that Namibians care about and what does the data tell us? We'll have discussions about what type of reporting is most valuable to voters, sessions on misinformation and disinformation in times of elections, the media's role in media and information literacy. But the most important question, and I think that will probably be the first question that one of our presenters will be posing to you today. What is the role of the media in democracy? And especially in the context of elections, expectations are very high for the media to deliver on its mandate. And it becomes even more complex and complicated during elections. We will unpack these things during the course of 4 days.
Sustainability is very much challenged or under challenge, and these are the facts of the matter. Community media needs the community media policy framework to be approved very rapidly so that we can see how that could help us. The Ministry of ICT has played a very pivotal role, very, very good team, Honorable Deputy Minister, that your ministry have granted to us to assist us in this process, and also just creating a platform for us to get together, especially from the community media. Your directors and senior officials have been very, very helpful to this process for the past 6 years, I should say. So, yeah, and of course, for now, I would like to grant you this platform so that you can speak to your sector yeah, just give us your keynote. On that, can we please give a good round of applause for our Deputy Minister of MICT, Modestus Mutse. Thank you.
Firstly, I would like to express my gratitude to UNESCO, to NAMPA, and NMT for coming up with this timely joint initiative to empower our community radio practitioners, to give them the skills that they need and to give them the necessary information that they need to prepare them to deliver effectively when it comes to disseminating information during the upcoming election or in the process or journey to the election in Namibia. Information is power. Without proper and relevant information, the people we serve will not be empowered to take advantage of government initiatives and special projects that has been set to improve their lives. Now, when I talk about information, I also want to generalize information and not specifically on news, because I know what is news. But there are also certain information that are not necessarily a news. Sometimes it's just interaction between you and your studio guest. So I want to talk to all that. What is important is sometimes your ethics as media practitioners. Do they prescribe to what you want Namibia to look like? Because your information can change the people, the mood of the people, the behavior of the people towards certain things, positively or negatively. So what is it that you want to achieve with the content that you produce for the consumption of the electorate? Is it to influence them negatively, ethically, correctly? And what is your editorial policy too, if you have one? Does it speak to what the ethics prescribes to? Is it providing the objectives that you want the general public to behave going to elections, or does it promote chaos within the people? Because everything in information is possible. Information can break and it can build. It depends on how you handle it as a media practitioner. And I can give you an example, When my brother was fighting for the liberation of this country, the South African Broadcasting Corporation by then was referring to him as a terrorist. The Voice of Namibia was referring to him as a freedom fighter. When I talk about the editorial policy, is actually what I'm referring to. What is it speaking and prescribing to? Now, as Namibians, I would believe all of us want to prescribe to ethics that promotes unity, that promote trust, that build a nation, that promote the pride that we should all have as Namibians, and not that would paint us as a nation negatively in the eyes of those who are looking at us, especially if it is done intentional. So you must always guide yourself and your practices to prescribe to good ethics of journalism.